And we are rolling on May 12th at UCLA in Los Angeles, where it's a beautiful sunny day, as usual. We're about to hear from somebody who didn't put their name on their paper, but I suppose that would be Catherine Calvert. So I'll put her name on her paper for her.
Off to a strong start.
And, I left my phone in my office. Can someone have a Apple,
Do you want to use my phone? It's right there.
you can time? Praise the Lord. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kat.
Hi, Kat.
So who here needs a morning cup of coffee or a cup of joe to get them through the day or through midterms? I don't drink coffee or caffeine, and I'll tell you why. When I was 16, 1 week in my sophomore year of high school, I found out that I didn't make my high school honor choir, and the next day I found out I was not selected to be a peer support coordinator. And these were two things I had assumed would be my pathway to happiness that had eluded me for a really long time. And so I reacted by going home, and on May 21st of 2013, I swallowed half a bottle of caffeinated pills. My friend found me unconscious on my bathroom floor. Needless to say, I don't handle rejection very well. So today I'm going to tell you about a personal commitment of mine to better dealing with rejection. I'm going to show you 2 reasons I am personally committed to this, and 3 actions that I've taken to help me achieve this goal. For any of you who know me, you know that I am probably one of the most involved freshmen on this campus. I haven't really had a free day since September. And I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. So I need to learn to accept that for every yes I get, there will be 2, 3, 10 no's. And I need to learn to deal with this in a much healthier way. So the first reason that I am personally committed to better dealing with rejection is because I don't want to let rejection take away from the things that I love. For example, when I was a junior in high school, I auditioned for one of the dance teams at UCLA. I told them that I was a first-year undeclared major living off campus, and I was completely obsessed with this team. I had seen all their videos, I had been to all their workshops, so I went out, I gave it my all, and I thought I did really well. But it was a no. And I had a normal reaction. I cried, I wallowed in self-pity, as one does, and then I didn't let myself dance again for another 6 months. I wouldn't let myself go into a studio because every time I walked in, I was reminded of that rejection. I took their no of not being on the team as a no, I shouldn't dance, period. And so I let that take away from something that had been so much a part of my life and something that I really loved. Now the second reason I am personally committed to accepting rejection and not letting it be so self-destructive is because I'm letting it determine huge life decisions. There's a lot of reasons I came to UCLA. I'm the product of 2 Bruins. I was raised to believe Trojans are inherently evil. Kirchhoff was my coffee house growing up. But my heart is somewhere else. It was when I was making my college decision. But when I was looking in the mirror, I didn't think I fit this other school's perfect student image. If you look at this course catalog, it's filled with beautiful, tall, statuesque, preppy blondes. And I didn't think I fit that image. I thought if I went there, I wouldn't make friends. I would be rejected from all these clubs because I wasn't pretty enough. And so I came to UCLA where I felt more comfortable. I had more friends and more connections, and I assumed I wouldn't be rejected from anything, which now I know is completely untrue. So let me tell you 3 actions I have taken to help me achieve this goal. First off, I take medication every day for depression I've been dealing with since I was 13. It's something I will deal with for the rest of my life, but I'm someone who likes to live with extremes. When I'm happy, I stop taking my meds because I'm happy. And when I start hitting a bump, I stop taking my meds because I like to toy with the idea of how low I can get, to the point when nothing scares me anymore, which is a really scary place to live. But now I've learned to deal with the highs, the lows, and the middle that life has to offer. The second step I'm taking is I found a small but really solid support group here at UCLA. For instance, one of my best friends here asked me how my day was, and I said, it was good. And she said, you're lying to me. And she was right. I completely was. It had been a terrible day. And so I found these friends who can tell when I'm hit that trigger, and they know I'm going to start going in a downward spiral. And the third step that I've taken is every morning I listen to a poem by Sierra de Mulder. The first words of the poem say, "Dear you, whoever you are, however you got here, this is exactly where you were supposed to be." And those words, whether it's the actual words or her voice, are very comforting to me because they remind me that the highs and the lows, the yeses and the inevitable no's that I face are just a part of life that I have to accept. Now, there should be no doubt, and today I've shown you the 2 reasons I'm personally committed to accepting rejection and the 3 steps that I've taken. I will continue being the busy bee that I am, and there should be no doubt in this room that I'm working towards accepting rejection in a much healthier way. Now I don't drink coffee, not because it still reminds me of that horrible day when my body went completely lifeless, but because the taste is too bitter. And I like to savor all the sweetness I can find in life. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
It was long, wasn't it?
Well, let's hear.
5:18.
5:18. That's close enough for government member. You get 5:15, so
I will
she'll take
close.
it, huh?
Casted horseshoes, hand grenades, and Comm 1 speeches.
We'll start over here today.
Hi, I'm Anushka.
Hi, Anushka.
So that was a great speech. It was so personal, but you gave it with so much grace and so much positivity, and there was just a great energy in the room. And so I loved it. Thank you for being so open.
Yes, yes. It was authentic, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Improvement.
Oh gosh. Okay. I agree that it was really great, and I barely have anything that I can say because you spoke so confidently but so naturally, and I found that was perfect. I think if I have to say anything, maybe I feel like when you walked, you sort of did this kind of thing, or there was a little bit of swaying, which isn't my firm So maybe just pay a little bit more attention to the smoothness of your movements with that kind of thing.
Good, I noticed that too. Thank you for that. Catherine, yes. This was, you didn't hold back, and I really appreciate that very much. I appreciate that you had the courage to share your authentic self and share it with us. I'm flattered. The introductory story was quite a grabber. I thought you were going to go into something boring about caffeine, how it causes the jitters or something, but no, we got something completely different and quite dramatic. And so that was a grabber, and a good grabber. Thesis preview, good. SIG statement, fine. Main body. You talked about auditioning at UCLA for the dance squad and not making it, and then not dancing and being debilitated by that rejection. And so that was real and authentic. I hope in the context of getting ahead of the story that you have people you can talk to about this excessive reaction to rejection, because it just comes with life. The story I like to tell is, the baseball story. Babe Ruth holds the record for the number of home runs, right?
The number of strikeouts.
But also the number of strikeouts. So you got to really remember that. You've got to be swinging the bat to hit the ball. And I keep remembering, I want to share an article with all of you that was in the Wall Street Journal yesterday about having grit to carry on in the face of adversity. I'll get that to everyone this weekend. On your second reason, you talked about possibly going to another school, but you felt you wouldn't fit in there, so you chose UCLA, and it was sort of a mixed blessing. And you know,
There are worse things that could happen.
what?
There are worse things that could
There are
happen.
worse things that could happen. I was going to say, the young lady that we saw on the tape that said, I had to go to UCLA. You know, imagine that. You know, some people would give their left toe to go to UCLA, and she was bummed out she had to go here. So, yeah. I think that, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but picking college is a very tricky thing, and sometimes it's better to be this is have you ever heard of the metaphor about being a big fish in a little pond, or vice versa? You know, this is a big pond here, and this is not for the shy. You have to use initiative to go and meet people and get on and get around here to make things happen. So, yeah. Whereas at smaller places, they sometimes hold your hand and invite you in, and sometimes that's better for some people. On your actions, they were all good. I'm glad you have a support system and meds, and I like the poem. It's a positive poem with a good mantra. I hope there's some psychotherapy or something in all this mix. I didn't really get a strong fourth in when I take these actions. I'm feeling...
I kept reminding myself of that.
Yeah, and I'm looking for that, because that's another way to really reconnect and make that emotional connection with your audience. Your summary was good, your conclusion was good, and your tie back was excellent. Your canais, tie my conclusion back to the introduction. Elaborate more to fill time. Vary the delivery even more. How to go?
I think I elaborated more because I didn't end a minute short. I actually went a little bit over.
Yeah.
I definitely tied my conclusion back to my intro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a terrible judge of how I deliver, so.
Right. Your delivery was better.
Excellent.
One thing in the walking, work on the walking, when you see yourself tonight on YouTube, watch how you are a little stilted like that and jerky as you walk, so try to make that smoother. I think that you don't want to fill so much time that you're blabbering or being excessively wordy, and I don't think you did that. So I think you were fine. You did a good job. And I think the most important thing you did, Kat, was that you got the essence of the assignment, which was to be authentic and share something that's sort of personal and private about yourself, and not be afraid to share it and articulate it. And you did that very well. Thank you. Are the sticky models still circulating? Good, yeah, good. There's another one here if you want to look at it. Everyone seen it? Okay, good.
Oh, maybe Insay hasn't seen it.
Oh.
Is that what you were saying? Hi. Yeah.
Okay, that will bring us to pratik.
Stay this side.
Stay on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Take a half step back, please. Yeah, that's good. I didn't realize you were so tall. Okay. Pratik stands before you, managing the tension, communicating respect, saying to himself, I respect my audience, and really meaning it. Funny friendly eyes at the front of the head, say your name, feel the love. Start your speech.
Hi everyone, I'm Pratik.
Hi, Pratik.
Hi Professor. Last month I went to the Venice Food Truck Festival, and I don't know if all of you know about it, but it's like everywhere, like all the food trucks gather there and like thousands of people come. It's amazing. The food's really good. I had a really good time. There was nothing under like 1,200 calories, honestly, but like I really enjoyed myself. But as I stood in line and I went with my friends and I was just ordering food and just swiping my debit card for like all the food I could get, I realized that I was just spending way too much money. That one small bowl of like fried ice cream was like $10 and like one small shawarma was like $12. And I was just swiping, just continuously like eating, filling myself, getting satisfied. But after that day when I spent like around $50, I realized that I was just spending money very frivolously. That I was not valuing like how money was earned by people and how people actually spent it. So I just felt really bad about myself, and I thought to myself that I really have a problem. That I just take out my like money way too fast and just spend it really fast. So today I'm going to share with you all my personal commitment of becoming financially independent for my daily expenses. I'm going to show you 2 reasons as to why I'm personally committed to this and 3 actions that I've taken. We all know that saying that money does not grow on trees, but on that day I really felt like a person who was just plucking money out from like the air and just spending it on like whatever he desires. I really felt bad about like how I was spending my parents' money, and that I just wasn't serious enough as an individual, as an adult, who I am and what I'm doing in my life. So the first reason as to why I'm, personally committed to becoming more financially independent is because I'm an international student. And as an international student, it costs like around $50,000 plus annually to attend UCLA. My dad works excruciatingly hard to not only earn enough to cover my educational expenses, but also provide a comfortable living for my entire family. He has medical conditions such as asthma and like lower back vertebrae problems. But despite having these conditions, he still works really hard. He travels almost like once in 2 weeks to like China, Japan, Europe, the States. And he does this at the expense of his own leisure time. He does this so that we as a family can live comfortably. And I realized that as an adult now I have to like fulfill my burden, my end of the bargain, to ensure that now I do not burden my parents with such a huge responsibility. Because otherwise I'm no better than the spoiled people who just don't care about their parents. So that's the first reason. The second reason that I'm personally committed to fulfilling to becoming financially independent is because of my grandfather. My grandfather is like one of the role models in my life, and I strive to become whatever he is or what he was. He passed away last year. At the age of 15, he left his hometown and he came to the city so that he could get enrolled in a better high school and pursue a bachelor's degree. At just a mere tender age of 15, he worked at a laundry services firm. He used to iron clothes in the morning, go to school, come back at night, and resume his job till like late at night. And at that age, he was earning enough just so that he could like have 2 meals a day. And that was just enough for him, and he was becoming financially independent because he knew the dire situation that his entire family was. And given that today I'm in such a great institution, it really made me wonder what was stopping me from becoming like him. Like if he could do it in India in the 1940s, where the situation just wasn't as comfortable as this, I thought to myself that I can do the same thing. That I should be able to do the same thing because I'm like almost 20 and I've never earned a dime in my life before. And that it was about time that I started doing the same thing. And although he's like no longer with me today, I still feel that connection with him. I still feel him as that role model who will always be in my mind forever. The 3 actions that I've taken to ensuring that I've become financially independent is, first, I've taken up a job at Laval Division's office, and I earn enough to ensure that I cover my daily expenses, and also now I swipe my debit card with my own money and not my parents' money. The second thing that I've done is I've started budgeting myself as to how I spend my money, because otherwise I'll just run out of it. Like otherwise, it will not be just accomplishing any sort of goal or commitment that I have. And the third thing is I've actually started taking advice from my friends and my family on how to save up my money and invest in places. Yeah, I'm a business economics student, so I really like this stuff side by side. So I'm really going to make sure that I increase my savings in the future. After taking these actions for around 6 months right now, I have this sort of accomplishment that I am a capable individual who is able to do something better in the future. Although I've not been able to like completely fulfill my commitment, but I know now that I'm capable enough to ensure that I become financially independent and better as a person in the future. So in summary, I've told you 2 reasons why I'm personally committed and 3 actions that I've taken. There should be no doubt in this room that I'm personally committed to achieving this personal commitment. When junior year starts, there's no doubt that I'll go back to this Venice festival and enjoy myself again. That I'll still eat like food worth like, I don't know, like 2,000 calories or something and still enjoy myself. But at that point, I know that when I swipe my debit card, it will not be with my dad's money, but it will be with my own money that I've earned, that I've toiled for, and that I've really achieved and earned while working. And for these, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
I really like the speech. I like how it was very real, like it's a problem like everyone sort of has, but you like took it and you like made it really personal and you talked about your family, connections to your family, and I really like it.
Thank you. Can you call out the time, please?
5:42.
5:42. Okay.
Hi, I'm Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
I really, really liked your speech. The only thing is that maybe like sometimes your hand gestures got a little distracting, like when you were talking and moving. So maybe just try to keep them more at your side. But besides that, it was really great.
She thought there was too many hand gestures for her, too much of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheek, thank you for the speech, and I appreciate your effort to be authentic. You started with the food truck in Venice and the fact that you made a pig of yourself with your father's money. And that was a very vivid image, and then you pointed out that you felt sort of guilty abusing your father that way and mooching off of him in that manner. So that was a good setting for the speech. Your thesis preview was fine. Your 6th statement, you said, we all know the saying, money doesn't grow on trees. And you said, I realize it's about time I start making my own money. Didn't really do a significant statement to the audience. What's a significant statement supposed to do?
I'll try and make an emotional connection.
No, sell it to this audience to say, I know that these are things that probably a lot of you struggle with. I know a lot of you probably get money from your parents and you have some worry or guilt about it, and so you'll find my speech, you may find my speech interesting to yourself. See, that's a significant statement. Sell it to the audience. Okay. On your 2 reasons, you gave a good first reason about your father having a bad back and traveling all over the world and making money so you can luxuriate at the Venice Food Festival, etc. And that was a good contrast, and so I liked that reason. That was compelling and personal, so that was good. Your second reason with your grandfather, yes, many people have grandparents or parents that have come up this way, and many families ruin their children by making it too easy for them and losing the fire in their belly, And sometimes when it's so easy, you lose an ambition. And so I like the fact that you hearken back to him and the fact that he did it under very difficult circumstances which means you should be really kicking Fanny under perfect circumstances that you have here. On your actions, you work at Luval. What's that, Luval?
It's a division's office that manages.
It's what?
Yeah, it's an office that
It's an
manages the Luval Silvery, Jimmy's.
Silverware?
No, it manages like 3 restaurants in the
Oh,
vicinity.
I see. Okay, great. So it's a restaurant.
No, like it's an office that manages restaurants. I
Manages the
work in
restaurant.
office.
Okay, great. So you work at Luval, and so you're paying some of your own expenses, and you're budgeting, and you're taking your parents' advice and investing, and I bet they appreciate that. You did your feelings, which was excellent, and I like that very much. Your summary, your conclusion, and your tie-back were very good. I will say this, that when I was 12 years old, even though I came from a fairly wealthy family, my father said, "You're getting that morning paper out." And I was astonished. What? But and I had to get up every morning at 5 o'clock to deliver the neighborhood papers. But it was a very good lesson that my father taught me to develop responsibility in me and to make my own way and to learn, the kinds of things that you're trying to learn now. So it's a good thing you're learning it now. Your canais, you're supposed to have 3. You had 2. Maintain eye contact with the audience on both sides of the room and stick with the time limit. Boy, we're having trouble with you and wordiness. What are we going to do about that?
When I timed it, it was like 5 minutes, so I gave like myself like 15 minutes grace period. In person, I just go slower. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're going slower, but you still need to edit. Maybe you can ask in the final persuasive, which is going to be 7 minutes for a time countdown, so you can adjust
That's
where you are.
Yeah.
And speed up or slow up or whatever you have to do to make it within time, because it's a pity to lose 5 points for a good speech, right? So overall critique, you got the basic idea of being authentic. So thank you very much. Okay, that brings us to Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great, thanks. Yeah. Okay. Can you roll your sleeves up a little? They're kind of down on your hands. Put them up, yeah, like that. That's better, yeah. Okay. Is the timer ready? Okay.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
How often do you think about the relationships you have? Do you have your relationships with your parents, your siblings, your friends, maybe a significant other? How often do you ask yourself, is this healthy? Am I benefiting from this? Am I happy? These are questions that I try to ask myself regularly. Today I'm going to tell you about my personal commitment to creating and surrounding myself with healthy relationships. Everyone has relationships, and it's important that we all interact with everyone in a healthy way. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons that I'm personally committed to this and 3 actions that I am taking to demonstrate my commitment. The first reason that I'm personally committed to creating healthy relationships is that my parents do not have a healthy relationship. My parents have been together for over 25 years, and they're not divorced or anything, but they don't get along very well. They fight all the time. There will be times where I'll wake up at 2 a.m. to them screaming about God knows what, and then they won't talk for like 3 days. Sometimes my dad will come home from work and my mom will be like, cooking dinner, doing everything, because she does everything, and he'll just start criticizing her, and then she gets upset, so then she starts, like, she responds and, like, attacks him about it, and it's just a whole big ordeal. And so, for me, it's very important that I don't have this tension in my life. It stresses me out, gives me anxiety, don't like it, freaks my little sister out so much. And so I'm personally committed to creating more healthy relationships so that I don't have this tension in my life, and I don't make this tension in other people's lives. The second reason that I'm personally committed to having healthy relationships is that I'm a person who needs to be reassured. It's not that I need someone to be like, Jess, you're doing a great job. I just need people to know, I just need to know that people are there supporting me. I'm a person who loves to give hugs, and like I need people to hug. I'm always that friend that's like, hey, bye, I love you, because you never know when it's like the last time you're going to be able to say that, or you never know when someone needs to hear it. But at the beginning of senior year, I was just not having a good time. I was not busy. And for me, like, busy equals happy. Like, I need to be busy. I need to know that, like, I'm doing something productive. And all I would do was go to school from, like, 7 to noon, go home, take a nap, hang out with my friends, do it again. Like, I just was not doing anything productive. And it just started to really, like, weigh down on me. And one day, I was driving around with my 2 best friends, and we were talking about something. I was, like, in the back seat, they were in the front seat. And I just started crying, and they were like, oh, my God, like, what? Like, are you okay? And, like, 4 hours later, after driving all around the county, we ended up, like, getting drive-through fries and, like, listening to Christmas music, even though it was September. And, like, that's what I needed. I just needed my 2 best friends to be like, here you go, we're listening to Christmas music and talking about your problems. Like, it's all good. And I'm personally committed to creating and surrounding myself with healthy relationships because I need people like my 2 best friends in my life. The third, I'm going to tell you 3 actions that I'm taking to show my personal commitment. First, I try to handle my issues civilly. I used to be a person who would never apologize. Like, if I was wrong, I would just be like, sorry, like, forget about it. Like, I would never apologize. But I've learned that, like, that doesn't get you anywhere. And over spring break, my best friend and I got into a stupid fight. And immediately after, I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And she was like, yep, it was stupid, whatever. And, like, we're fine. And, like, I've learned that, like, that creates more healthy relationships. Second, I try to cut, like, negative relationships out of my life. Like, not to say that, like, one negative thing happens and I'm like, bye, see ya, but, like, things that are reoccurringly negative are not good. In high school, there was a girl who I was really good friends with. We did everything together. We advanced, like, we were in choir together, and so we got through all the choirs at the same time. And, like, halfway through junior year, she decided she was better than everyone. And, excuse me. Sorry. She just was so mean to everyone and just acted like she was so much better and was so disrespectful. And eventually, my friends were like, Jess, why are you putting up with this? And so I just stopped talking to her, and, like, I haven't talked to her in, like, a year, and I feel kind of guilty about it, but, like, I've been, like, more healthy because of that. Third, I try to surround myself with people who I aspire to be and who are happy, wonderful people that are, like, have supporting relationships. When you join a sorority, you, like, get a big sister, and, like, my big is one of my best friends. She's, like, one of the kindest people I know, and she's always just, like, send me a little text, like, hey, like, hope you're doing well, like, hey, I miss you, like, hope to see you soon, love you, and it's just, like, I just need that, like, love and support in my life. And through these actions, I, like, feel happier and, like, know that I have people that are surrounding me. I've told you 2 reasons that I'm personally committed to creating healthy relationships, and 3 actions I'm taking to demonstrate my commitment. There should be no doubt in this room that I'm personally committed to surrounding myself with healthy relationships and also creating them. Every once in a while I try to ask myself, what are the relationships you have? Are they healthy? Are you happy? And I am proud to say that almost every time the answer is yes.
Good.
5:13.
5:13, boy. Good. Right on the cusp.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get some feedback for Jessica.
I'm Sarah. I really enjoyed it.
Hi, Sarah.
I like how you speak with confidence and how it feels almost like a conversation. It's clear that you're not very nervous and you feel really comfortable, and I think that's a really positive thing.
Hi, my name is Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa.
So, I really liked your speech too. I think you're really personable and really like fun to listen to. I think that one thing though, you do speak kind of fast. I think maybe it's just like that you're excited, like, but I really like that. I think that's endearing that you're excited. I think maybe just like slowing it down and like maybe pausing every now and then would make it like a little bit easier to follow.
Mm-hmm. We'll do a little editing so you can slow down. Work on an emphatic style of delivery where some keywords are emphasized. You can go faster, but then slow down on a key part, yeah. So, you started with a rhetorical question, right? And you asked us, do we think about our relationships? Are you happy? You said you asked these questions, so that set up what we were about to hear about, which was your PC to being in positive relationships. You finally told us there was going to be 3 actions that you would take, and that was okay. The significant statement was a little light, so work on that to sell a little bit more to the audience. Your first reason was real authentic. Your parents hate each other, and they argue all the time, and this flows over into you and your sister, which you probably dread going home or being around them. And I could feel your angst, and that was well communicated. Perhaps a little bit long, but again, you want to, as we always come back to circle back to the moral of our story or our emotions, and that's why I'm committed to a healthy relationship. My parents, like, I want the opposite of what they are, not that, you know. So, yeah. You want to, when you watch yourself walk tonight, remember to keep it cheated forward. You turn a bit too much to the side. I like your thought that you never know when you're going to see a person again, and it's a really true thing. And I've had this experience in my life with my father and with other people, and it's something that people should really take to heart. I liked your story of being in the back seat and blurting out crying. That was very authentic and real, and that was private, and that was good. I would have liked, even though it was still a little long, I would have liked a little flavor of just some of what you were sad about, so we knew we had a better idea. I like the image of singing Christmas music in September. That was a nice juxtaposition. On your actions, yes, you forgive. That's good. It's a very good quality. Secondly, you eliminate the nattering nabobs of negativity from your life, and I do the same. And it's a very wise thing to do, because negative people can just only bring you down, and it can be quite a bad experience. Third, you shared with us a private thing about being in a sorority and having a big sis and getting text messages and calls from her, which you appreciate, and that was good. On the fourth point of how you feel when all this happens, I would have liked more elaboration on that. So you say, when these text messages come in, when I'm doing this stuff, I'm feeling really great. Okay. Summary was fine, conclusion was fine, and tieback was good. Your canais. Talk slower, articulate and be detailed, and walk on my points. How'd it go?
I I didn't talk slower, but I filled the time, so like, which one? Because last time it was like 3:15.
Yeah. That's better, huh?
Yeah, so I'd rather talk fast and get it all in.
You're moving in the right direction.
And then I walked this time. It may not have been as graceful as desired, but it happened.
Yeah, well, I think it was good. I think you did a good job, and it was a pretty authentic speech, so thank you. Okay, that will bring us to... Did we do Catherine Calvert already?
Yep.
Is that any more D's? Oh, we have a C that wasn't here before. Yeah, me too. Okay. Your name on this? Okay, Justin Jackson. There's your self-evaluation. Give me a second. This is your film review?
Yeah.
From before?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, you're tall. Justin stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, finding friendly eyes near the front and center. Say your name, feel the love, start your speech.
Good afternoon, class. My name is Justin Jackson.
Hi, Justin.
So, I'll start with Donald Trump. Donald John Trump, to be exact. Some people love him, others tolerate him. I have a feeling that a large majority of people really can't stand him. Me, though, I'm an optimist. I just see him as kind of an over-tanned unicorn that have baffled the best political analysis. And even at UCLA, the political analysis can't understand how he's taken the lead of the Republican Party. Me, on the other hand, I'd like to myself share with you my personal commitment to take a lead in politics, but on a more different route. So I want us all to think about politics and see how it really is one of the only opportunities for one man or woman to be able to influence millions. The presidency, as Donald Trump has getting close pretty to, is a large position in our country, and it requires a lot of leadership skills and obligations. So first, I'm going to start with two reasons why I'm personally committed to the political arena, and then lead off with 3 actions that I've taken to further achieve this. So first, I'm personally committed to politics because I see it as a strong vehicle for myself to use to be able to influence the majority of people. I like to think of myself as a person that can really empathize with hundreds of people, if not thousands. My family was from Detroit, so I definitely understand the blue-collar work style that people in America go through. Me, I was born in Orange County, so I was able to attend private schools and live a very comfortable living. But also there were times in my life where my family was a little disenfranchised, and we had to suffer through a bit of a hard time. The 2008 crisis really hit my family hard, and then I was privy to being on welfare, having my family struggle and use food stamps and go through the hardships. So I definitely think that I myself can be a person that really understands the needs of the people that live in the high upper echelons, but also those that struggle. And then also the middle ground of people that work for a living and have to make their due daily. Secondly, I'm personally committed to politics because I think that in our country we have so many different cleavages and disenfranchisements that I embrace these in myself, and I think that it's a great opportunity for us all to unite And unity is my second personal commitment to politics because I think that in our country, we are all so different and beautiful. I love this about America, and that's a melting pot of people. But I think that under one thing, we all unite under the freedom that we love about our country, that we can express ourselves through the press, through free speech, and through multiple forms of just self-expression. So my personal commitment to politics is revolved around that I really would like to unite America, and I think that I'm a good person to do that. Now, going back to the 3 actions, or trailing off the 3 actions that I've taken to further myself through politics, I've taken pretty much every opportunity at this campus to get involved in the political arena that we have at UCLA. I'm the OCHC president, the on-campus housing president for the Hill, so that's one opportunity. And then recently I just got appointed to the USAC Judicial Board. So I'm definitely taking actions towards advancing myself in politics and making some pretty good connections actually, and networking, meeting with the chancellors. And then secondly, an action I've taken is to, I kind of am almost like a walking CNN analysis. I'm privy on all things that are going on in the world news, local news, Wolf Blitzer, Greta Von Durnsen, these are like my Beyonce and Jay-Z, and these names are pretty much probably just vacant, but those are people that I like to aspire to kind of emulate and see how they've utilized politics in their realm or in their lives to kind of facilitate a better atmosphere throughout the world in general. And then the third action I have taken so far is really just to, the third action was, yes, to, when I see a political issue in front of me on campus or revolving around campus climate, that I don't just stay dormant and not talk about it, that I actually utilize my expression of free speech, and I'm able to just comment on it and make sure that everyone is able to feel comfortable based on what the actions I see in front of me. So in doing these actions, fourthly, I would just like to say that I myself, I think that most importantly, I'm able to achieve my civic duty and do what all of us are granted to do under the Constitution. There should be no doubt in this room that politics is something that I'm pretty confident about and I like to achieve. So just to tie back to Donald Trump, the political arena, it's really interesting, it's unpredictable, you can never tell what's going to happen in the next day. But I myself, I'd like to take it day by day and see how I can progress as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, over somewhere here.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Sorry. I think you're really personable, and I really enjoy listening to you talk because it just comes out very easily, and it's a very soothing voice. Also, it's just nice to listen to.
Hi, Brittany.
I think that overall, aside from having a well-structured speech, I think that you should have more energy in your voice because your voice is more conversational, and it was kind of hard hearing us in that noise. So maybe if you have more energy, you can really convey your message. Also, when you tie back to Donald Trump, you just need to when you tie back to Donald Trump, you should just do it.
Go in for it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Similarly, when we say in the beginning, let me start with a poem. Read the poem. Right? Yeah. Well, Justin, let's talk about your speech. Congratulations on not using notes. That was good. You started with Donald John Trump. You gave us, we all now know his middle name. You tell us that some tolerate him, most hate him, you tell us. And you say he's an over-tanned unicorn, so we kind of know where you stood. I guess, what's pretty scary for some people is this poll I saw this morning. He is leading Hillary in Indiana and Florida, so I guess, not everybody hates him, so, a little point. When you go from Trump to your thesis, your transition was a little abrupt, and we want to have it smoother. So you want to say something like, all this talk about Donald Trump reminds me of politics, in particular politics on campus, which I happen to be personally very interested in. So today I want to share with you my personal commitment. See? So segue into it a little more smoothly instead of just saying, Donald Trump, I'm interested in politics. You see how abrupt that was? Yeah. Okay. On your SIG statement, you sort of used Trump again to play your significance, right? So I'm not sure if that was the best way to do it. On your first reason, you said that you wanted to use politics as a forum to help the majority. And this speech was, in case I hope you've been watching the YouTube presentations that I've been sending you, but this speech was designed to share a personal and private and be real authentic. And I thought you came as close as you did was when you were talking about being on welfare and your family fortunes were temporarily in a downturn. That's good. You could have elaborated more on that to give us more authenticity, but that's what I was going for more than just a laundry list of your resume and ambitions.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to change my speech once I like saw and heard everyone else. I was like,
yeah.
Wait another day. So.
Another day, another A. Okay. On your second reason, you talked about unity, which is again fine, but not really very, very personal or disclosing. On your actions, you tell us that they were consistent with you going into politics. You've held some appointed positions. You do something on the Hill, and you're a judge, and so forth. And you're doing work, and you said you're the walking CNN, and I like that image. And Wolf Blitzer is your role model, I guess. So those were all consistent with your PC, but it wasn't very personal. Yeah. On your fourth, when you said I have actively taken steps to fulfill my civic duty, the fourth step is to go back to the feeling. How do you feel when you fulfill your civic duty? I feel great. I feel like I'm doing something really important for the campus and for life and this sort of thing. Your summary you skipped, so you want to say the words, in summary, I've given you 2 reasons and 3 actions I've taken to achieve my personal commitment. In conclusion, there should be no doubt in this room, I'm personally committed to this political. And as was pointed out in the rear here, you don't just so too tied back here. Just do it. And your canais were no steepling. Thank you. You didn't do that. Have intent with my actions. I don't know what that means. Walk with the structure. Yeah, that's good. And be better prepared. How'd it go?
I think the first 2 kind of clear, but I could definitely be more prepared.
Yeah. And that comes with more practice and watching the videotapes of former PC speeches. There's 10 or 15 or 20 on YouTube, and you can get a good idea of what I'm after. Thank you. Are there any more D's? No more D's? Are there any other people that have to make up a speech? Is anybody missing a speech? Okay. What's our time? Okay. Let's have a couple of intro speeches. Okay, let's have an intro speech from, here, I'm going to randomly call on somebody. Kelsey, the dancer. Hi, Kelsey. Who's your study buddy? Perfect. Okay, both go up there, please.
I'm so sorry I wore white.
I warned you.
Oh, I have my self-evaluation for my last speech.
Okay, let me have it. Everyone sign the roll sheet.
Ladies and gentlemen, in summary,
Okay, Kelsey is doing me hers. Yeah, you're supposed to stand there so we have a face to put with the. You can just stand a little bit to the left. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. Okay, let me get you situated. Kelsey stands before you, managing attention, communicating respect non-verbally, finding friendly eyes. Take a step, half step forward. Actually, you're by the wall, which looks like you're trying to get out of here. Find friendly eyes in front of the center. Your name for the left heart. Your speech.
Hi, I'm Kelsey.
Hi, Kelsey.
And today I'd like to start by asking you to think of whose name you would find on the list of history's greatest leaders. Maybe Martin Luther King Jr., Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi. And what do all these people have in common? They're strong, influential people who weren't afraid to break the rules and take others with them. Today I'm going to introduce you to my study buddy Kat. By showing you her past, present, and future, I hope to show you the leader she was born as, still is today, and always will be. And I know you'll enjoy meeting her because she just might take you on a new adventure that you wouldn't have gone on without her. So first, I take you to the year 2001. The place is the kindergarten playground outside John Thomas Dye Elementary School, and young Kat is playing on the playground, but looking at a beautiful hill full of yellow wildflowers, which is separated from the playground by a fence. Now, to 5-year-old Kat, a mere 3 feet tall, this 5-foot tall fence appears insurmountable, but that's not going to stop her, because she wants to be running up those hills, running in the wildflowers. So she steps towards the fence and orders a change. Some of the other students are hesitant, they ask the teacher for permission, but she runs toward the hill and never looks back. And before you know it, dozens of little kids are climbing that fence with her. And the feeling she felt from doing that was intoxicating to her. And to this day, her family still refers to the event as the Great Kindergarten Coup. So clearly, Kat has been a leader since day one. And if you know her today, in the present, you know that not much has changed. Throughout high school, she wanted to be an actress because she felt very at home on the stage. But soon she started realizing that as a shorter, alto, brunette, directors had a hard time placing her as a leading role. One even told her, "You're not quite a Melissa McCarthy, but you'll never be a Megan Fox." And the leader that she is, Kat wasn't going to stand for that. So, once again, she stepped forward and made a change. She started writing her feelings and led her own production company with her best friend. She founded it, and then she could write her own leading roles and play them how she wanted them to be played. So that's Kat today. And as far as the future, there's really no telling what she'll do. On her laptop desktop, you will find a folder entitled Postgrad Options. And there are items in that folder ranging from studying genocide research in Rwanda to studying philosophy in Cambridge to studying law in Tel Aviv. So as you can see, there's no telling what Kat will be doing tomorrow, let alone 10 years from now. But she knows that she wants to follow her curiosities, her passions, what makes her happy, and she wants to lead others to do the same. So, in summary, by showing you Kat's past, present, and future, I hope to have shown you the leader she always has been, is today, and always will be. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I give you my study buddy Kat, a fearless, influential leader who isn't afraid to break the rules while taking others with her. And I bet you 100 years from now, when your grandkids Google the list of history's most influential leaders, Kat's name will be right at the top. Thank you.
Thank you. What'd you like?
Is it on you?
It's on you.
Okay, that was really good. Like, yeah, I feel really good like for her. That was nice. Yeah, everything was really good. It was so smooth. I felt relaxed like listening to you. I felt like I was like having a conversation almost, like you talking to all of us. Yeah, I think your movements were intentional. Yeah, everything was really nice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Improvement.
Hi, Grace.
Hi.
Hi, Grace.
I love your speech. I really don't think I could think of anything I would have changed. It was awesome. We totally got who she was, and from it was all connected, and it was great.
Thank you.
Okay, good. I know you weren't expecting to speak today, but try not to wear white to class.
Sorry about
Okay. You look like a head on the screen. Well, I liked your speech a lot. I thought you really did a super job of introducing Kat, and you were very fluent and really summed it up nicely. You started with Martin Luther King, Gandhi, and Lincoln, and we somehow got back not to those names, but just to the fearless, strong leader, and that was a good theme that you developed throughout your speech. So you had an angle, and you held to your angle, to your thesis all the way through, so that was good. And your significant statement was a perfect significant statement. Listen to it, folks. I know you will want to get to know the fearless leader because she just might lead you to new ideas, something for them, see? So you understand a significant statement. Good. We're almost out of battery, unfortunately. Okay. On John Thomas Dye Elementary School, Revolution Up the Hill was a cute story, and told very nicely and lightly, and you told it with her family remembering it, and it was a cute story and consistent with your theme of leadership, so that was good. And it was what I wanted you to do. It was not laundry list, but tell stories. So you told a story. Thank you. On actress, yes, Melissa McCarthy, Megan Fox, those are all tough acts to follow. And I guess that's sort of tough to hear. You told us how she's changing that with her own production company and so forth, so that was good. On the future, you laid out a range of things, and it was quite interesting, the range of them. It's hard to get a story out of the future, but you laid out the range, so it was interesting enough. Your summary was fine. Your conclusion and tieback were good. Let's look at your kanais. Do you have any?
Oh, they were probably on the self-evaluation of the class.
On the very bottom?
Or on the back?
On the back? On the front? On the side?
I don't remember.
No?
Oh.
Okay. What were your goals? What were you
I can
shooting
write
for?
Yeah, the ones for my PC speech that I had were to not steeple because I did
Yeah.
that in the
Yes.
past, and I don't think I did it this time.
No, you didn't.
To show more emotion and variety in my
Yeah.
voice.
Good.
So I think that came along with being less nervous, which
Uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
not
Good.
really knowing
Good.
that I was going to speak today kind of made me less nervous.
Yeah, well, sometimes you're just
So I
called
didn't have
on to
time to
speak,
be
so you have
nervous.
to, stand and deliver. You just have to be extemporaneous and speak on the spot, so you did well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do quickly because I'm almost out of battery. So let's see if we can get another speech
I don't have
in.
a paper that I'll bring because I was not expecting to speak.
What a tragedy. Okay,
But
rock
I
and
will give
roll.
it to you. No, it's not that. I was looking at it. I need to look at it. Let me set the stage for you. The courtroom is silent except for a stenographer shuffling as she gets into her seat. The judge and the jury prepare for a case to begin. The case, one of stolen artistic intellectual property. The defense attorney stands, perfectly poised. She looks around and says silently, "I respect my audience," as she prepares her opening statements. Ladies and gentlemen, I present my study buddy, Kelsey Menace. Now, today I'm going to tell you about two stories from her past, a story from her past, her present, and how this will lead to a very bright future. Preferably in this city, one that needs more people like Kelsey. Now, born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Kelsey grew up looking up to her father, a defense attorney. She knew that he worked very hard, but she didn't quite know and wanted to follow in his footsteps, but didn't know exactly how until she was 16 years old. When a family came knocking on the door, they presented her father with a fruit basket. The mother was crying, the father was teary-eyed with their two children, around 8 and 10 years old. And she didn't recognize his family or know why the woman was crying until she found out that the family was about to lose their house, and the father had protected them. That was when she knew she wanted to pursue a career in law. Flash forward a couple years, Kelsey flies from Miami to Los Angeles to prepare to go to UCLA. Now, just saying the name Kelsey around Kaufman or around Parking Lot 4 immediately gives you street cred. She is a powerhouse in Kaufman as a dance major and a queen of the underground hip-hop community. And it was in this community that she met different dancers, people working in the entertainment industry, and knew that that was the career she wanted to follow. She wanted to protect these interactions that occurred between artists. So, where will Kelsey's future lead? Kelsey wants to go to law school in either Los Angeles or New York. I think she should personally go to law school in Los Angeles because this is a city that really needs more people like Kelsey, protecting the interactions between artists. I think that Kelsey will be someone who uses her career in law to turn this industry of entertainment that has been one associated with greed to one that goes back to being associated with art. Ladies and gentlemen of the classroom, of the jury, I present my study buddy, Kelsey Menace.
Thank you.
You
Okay.
see that there's so much more. There's so many things I want
Stay in the
to say.
center for some feedback.
Oh, window.
Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Dimitri.
Hi, Dimitri.
I really enjoyed your speech. You did two today, and they were both very breathtaking. That's all I can really say. It was really great. So, thank you for that.
Improvement.
Hi, I'm Claire.
Hi, Claire.
I think the only thing I could say is maybe move with more purpose, but you did that in your speech earlier today, but this was your second one, and this one doesn't have the same structure as the other ones, but you could maybe move differently.
Okay, good. That was good. There was a little excessive movement, but I know you were doing this on the fly.
Yeah, a little frazzled.
So yeah, and so but that was fine. You faked it, and and that's what you have to do when you don't have the confidence. You fake it till you make it. You just pretend I'm confident, right?
I live my everyday life.
Yeah, good. The courtroom story was good. You tied it back at the end, so that was good. One problem that you have, which you'll see tonight on YouTube, is you're constantly looking over at Kelsey as if she's going to slap you upside the face because you made a mistake. So stop looking at Kelsey and look at your audience. And you kept going like this. Okay, were you aware you were doing that?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. The food basket story was excellent, and the dance story was good. The changing the industry and eliminating greed in the movie business, right. I'm a little cynical about that, but it sounded good. And your tie back to the courtroom story was good. So overall, you did a good job. You got it done, and we had an introduction, so thank you. Okay, folks, since my camera is out of battery, our work is done for the day. Return with honor. Be thinking about your persuasive speech, which is 7 minutes long. Kat, what's your last name? Calvert.
Okay, why don't we exchange that stories? Do you example like what they look like and then offer that? Look at my room if I have it marked tonight. See you in the evening, Professor.
Bye, take care.
You get out of this
See you at 6. He's back. Yeah. Oh, you're volunteering to carry my stuff. Very nice. Thank you. So, what do you think of your speech?
Overtime.
Yeah. Well, you can do something about that.
No, I mean, I timed it. It was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it was on dot 5 minutes. Like I spoke like thrice. Every time it was like 5:05.
Yeah. Well,
I think I just get nervous when I like come in front of an audience.
Yeah, well,
and without like a timer, I just.
But we've had this problem in debate too when we do 5 minute and versus 7 minute.
Okay, no,
yards
like
longer,
one of the 5 minutes
more.
problem was I didn't know it was a 5 minute speech.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I practice, I have a timer with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I don't have a timer as such, so just that.
Yeah. Well,